Hi everyone, we are back with answers to your questions. Actually there are plenty of questions, most of them are very similar. So after thorough reviewing, four of us, we decided to answer the most of the questions are unique. So we'll now try to answer the questions. And once again, Mr. Shaktivel from EY, Mr. Hiran Meneripitia from Inland Revenue Department, and Ms. Rifka Ziad from KPMG with us. So the first question goes to Mr. Hiran. I tried to obtain PIN through online facility, but it says that my email is not registered. Can I sort this without physically going to Inland Revenue Office?
Yes, can. In that case, what you have to do is you have to enter the delivery mode as post. Once you submit the request with the delivery mode as a post, PIN will come to your address by post.
Right. Mr. Shakti, this question for you. My father has rented his additional house, but the rent deposit to my bank account. But I deposit it back to my father's account as it is not my income. Do I need to pay tax for this transaction?
Yes, if it is not your income, you don't need to pay tax. But the question, the important point here is the rent agreement and the ownership of this property. So if the ownership remains with your father, rent income also is entitlement is father. It's just only a pass through your account. Doesn't mean that you have earned this income. So you have to establish and ensure that you don't have ownership and you don't have the right to receive that income. In that case, yes, it will not be your income.
Thank you. Ms. Rifka, next to you. What is the IIT liability for the self-employed ones who can have earnings as forex income extending various services to overseas, and any other earnings locally as interest from FDs and savings accounts, both local and foreign income?
So for the year of assessment 24-25, if you have foreign service income where you have provided services outside, it would be exempt. So you will have to identify it as exempt income when you file the return. If you have foreign interest on foreign currency accounts, that is, you have a bank account which is dollar denominated or foreign currency denominated, you receive interest in as dollars, that there is a specific exemption in the law, so you will not have to pay income tax on it. But of course your local or rupee accounts, and you receive interest on your rupee account, that is liable to income tax. It will be subject to AIT, and depending on your progressive slab rates, you will have to pay your income tax and file return.
Next to you, Mr. Hiran. When filling employment income in the income tax return, should I include remuneration, and what should I enter under exempt income or excluding income?
Yes, remuneration you have to declare under the employment income. From the employment income, 50% of telephone allowance will be exempted.
Okay.
And as Ms. Rifka explained clearly, for the year of assessment 24-25, foreign service income, foreign employment income will be exempted.
Ms. Rifka, again to you. I have a savings account and there is small amount of withholding tax. Still, do I have to input the withholding tax amounts? If so, how to get the full year withholding tax amount?
Yeah, so if you have a savings account and it's subject to AIT or withholding tax, you still have to, you have been subjected to tax, so you need to file your return, and you can request from your bank to give you the details of your withholding. If you request for the whole year, you can get. So whether the amount is a very minor amount is immaterial. If it has been subject to tax, you can request from the bank, and the bank is obliged to provide you with the details, and you can use that details to complete your return. And of course, if the information is already available with the Inland Revenue Department, then it would be pre-populated in your when you open your income tax return as well.
Of course, this question I think we explained in the presentation, but anyway, Mr. Hiran, why not answer this? Can you explain about the tax exemptions and reliefs available for IIT taxpayers?
There are some tax exemptions, and for the employment income, business income, as well as for the investment income. But if I concern more on the relief, individual can have three different type of relief. The one is the personal relief, that is 1.2 million for the year of assessment 24-25, and other one is the solar relief. Solar relief will be maximum 600,000 per annum, and other than that, the person do have rent income, they also can claim the rent relief. It will be 25% of the rent income.
Mr. Shaktivel, do we need to get withholding tax certificates from banks for FDs?
Yes. Irrespective of your deposit, whether fixed deposit or saving deposit, any withholding tax deducted on your interest income, you may request for a withholding certificate. The banks will issue for your total income for the year and the withholding deducted details. So you may request a certificate. There will be one certificate for the whole year the banks will issue. So that is required for your computation and even to file the return.
Okay. Mr. Hiram, this is a very interesting question. When the taxpayer asks no taxes to pay, right? At that time, hope we can file nil return. Is the question clear?
Yes, madam. I think maybe sometimes nil return, or sometimes it may not be the nil return, even though they do not have tax amount to pay, they might have the income. In that case, it won't be a nil return, but they have to submit the return with the relevant details.
Right. Mr. Shaktivel, freelance income, how to show in the income tax return?
Yes, so then you have to determine whether it's which sources of income. So it will fall under the business income, trade, business, profession, all that will fall under the business income source. So you can continue to declare this under the business income together with the gross income and other expenses directly related to that. So all that you can under business income.
Mr. Hiran, this is a very common question. Received my PIN and TIN as a PDF through email. Both the PDFs are not accepting the password. What are my options since I don't know my assigned TIN?
If you do have that kind of issue, I think best option you have to visit to the IRB head office or the the regional office.
Yes.
And from that from the office you can have
Can get the service.
Yes,
And they can get the TIN number.
can get the TIN number
TIN as well as the
PIN.
PIN. Yes. Okay. For senior citizens who have open TIN to stop the withholding tax deductions also need to file the return. Again, the question to you.
So those who have registered only for the TIN, they no need to submit the return. But if they have already registered for the individual income tax type, they need to submit the return.
Mr. Shakti, if solar panel installed out of own funds and partly by loan, can individual claim solar relief for both?
Yes. If an individual invests in solar, that is a qualifying payment, yes. But that permits either to spend on their own money. If they spend the entire money, then they can deduct that over the period, subject to that 600,000 limit for a year. But if they have financed through a loan, the deduction is different because only the loan capital repayment, the repayment of the loan for the year is deductible subject to that limitation. So, but here what has happened is you have both the cash own finance and loan finance. So then you have to work out the limits based on the condition, but you still can deduct, but subject to that condition, because own finance you can deduct subject to the 600 limit, and then loan you can deduct the repayment, then combined amount cannot exceed 600,000 for a year. But you still can deduct it, but you have to work out the number.
Okay, so I think this question is very important for all the, because most of the people around the country, right, have set up and may have this question, the solar. So why not explain your answer in Tamil, please?
Solar investment, ஒரு இண்டிவிஜுவலாக இருக்கிற போது சோலார் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு டேக்ஸ் டிடக்ஷன் கான எலிஜிபிலிட்டி உங்களுக்கு இருக்குது. அந்த எலிஜிபிலிட்டி வந்து உங்களுடைய டோட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சர் இன் சோலார் டோட்டல் எக்ஸ்பெண்டிச்சரை நீங்கள் ஒரு இயருக்கு மேக்ஸிமம் 600,000 என்ற அளவில் தான் உங்களுக்கு கிளைம் பண்ண முடியும். உதாரணமாக நீங்கள் 300,000 சோலாரில் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணினா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர்லேயே ஃபுல்லாக கிளைம் பண்ணிடலாம். ஆனால் ஒரு 1 மில்லியன் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணினா 600,000 மட்டும்தான் அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயரில் கிளைம் பண்ணிடும். பேலன்ஸ் நீங்கள் கேரி ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ணி அடுத்த இயரில் கிளைம் பண்ண முடியும். ஆனால் இந்த கேள்வியானது நான் ஓன் ஃபைனான்ஸில் சோலாரில் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறதா அல்லது ஒரு லோன் எடுத்து இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணுறதா. நான் லோன் எடுத்திருந்தா இந்த லோன் ரீபேமெண்ட்டை அந்த இயருக்கான லோன் ரீபேமெண்ட்டை கழிக்கலும், ஆனால் சப்ஜெக்ட் டு தட் மேக்ஸிமம் 600,000 லிமிட்டோட. ஆனால் இந்த கேள்வியில் ஓன் ஃபைனான்ஸும் லோன் ஃபைனான்ஸும் மிக்ஸ் ஆகியிருந்தால் ஸ்டில் யூ கேன் கிளைம். ஆனால் அந்த எவ்வளவு கிளைம் பண்ணணும்ன்றதை நீங்கள் ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ணணும் இந்த கண்டிஷனுக்கு அமைய.
Okay. So Mr. Hiran, shall we explain the same in Sinhala?
Can you ask Mr. Shakti to explain, because I...
Okay, sure. Can you, any either...
Yeah, maybe I can just proceed. දැන් සෝලාර් එකේ ඉන්වෙස්ට් කළාම ඒක ක්වොලිෆයිං පේමන්ට් විදිහට ඉන්ඩිවිජුවල් කෙනෙක්ට අඩු කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේ සෝලාර් ඉන්වෙස්ට්මන්ට් එක එයාගේ ඕන් ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකකින් ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරලා තියෙනවා නම් දැන් එයාට මැක්සිමම් 600,000 ක්ලේම් කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒ ඉයර් එක. ඒ ඉතුරු amount එක එයාට carry forward කරලා next years වලට තමයි ක්ලේම් කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් ඒ අතරම දැන් මේ ඕන් ෆයිනෑන්ස් නැතුව එයා දැන් ඒක ලෝන් එකක් විදිහට ෆයිනෑන්ස් එක කරලා තිබුණා නම් එතකොට එයාට ඩිඩක්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ loan repayment for that year තමයි. ඒකත් cannot exceed 600,000 per year. දැන් මේ question එකේදී දෙකම combine වෙලා තියෙනවා. own finance උත් තියෙනවා, loan finance උත් තියෙනවා. එතකොට question එක පුළුවන්ද මේක claim කරන්න? තාමත් පුළුවන්. ඒත් individually අර limitations ටික අපි work out කරගන්න ඕනේ. own finance එකට තියෙන limitation maximum 600,000, loan එකට තියෙන්නේ only repayment. මේ දෙකම අරගෙන maximum 600,000 එකට වැඩි උනේ නැත්නම් අපිට maximum වෙනකන් claim කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතුරු එක carry forward කරන්න වෙනවා. claim කරන්න පුළුවන්, but amount එක හරියටම work out කරලා carry forward කරන්න වෙනවා.
Okay. Mr. Hiran, how can I get another PIN number if I have lost my PIN number generated by myself?
Yeah, in that case, what you can do is you can request a new PIN through the Inland Revenue web. In that case, you have to open the e-service, and from the e-service, you have to move to the access to e-service. From the access to e-service web page, you can request a new PIN. So, likewise, you can have a PIN in case you forget it.
Okay, the last question, I think we need clarification both the three languages. So we cannot open the return after the return submission. We cannot open the return after the return submission.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. First you.
In
Tamil.
Okay. So the question, here is once you file, when you ரிட்டர்னை ஃபைல் பண்ணின உடனே உங்களுடைய ரிட்டர்ன் நாங்கள் ஏற்கனவே சொல்லியிருந்தோம், நீங்கள் ரிட்டர்ன் ஃபைல் பண்ணிக்கல உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது சப்போர்ட்டிங் டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் ஃபைல் பண்ண வேணுமா இருந்தால் ரிட்டர்னை ப்ரொசீட் பண்ணி ஃபைல் பண்ணலாம். சப்போர்ட்டிங் டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸை லேட்டர் என்ற ஆப்ஷன் மூலமாக நீங்கள் லேட்டர் சப்மிட் பண்ணலாம் என்று சொல்லியிருந்தோம். ஆனால் அதில் ஒரு கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன் நாங்கள் கொடுக்க விரும்புகிறோம். ஏனென்னா இந்த கேள்வி கேட்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது, நாங்கள் ரிட்டர்னை ஃபைல் பண்ண பிறகு திருப்பி நாங்கள் போய் ஓப்பன் பண்ணி எதுவும் செய்யலாமா என்று கேட்டிருந்தால் இல்லை. ரிட்டர்ன் சப்மிட் பண்ண பிறகு தட்ஸ் ஆல், ஒன்ஸ் அண்ட் ஃபார் ஆல் சப்மிட்டட் என்ற பிறகு உங்களுக்கு அக்னாலேஜ்மெண்ட் வரும். தேராஃப்டர் உங்களால் அதை ஓப்பன் பண்ணி பார்க்கவும் இல்லாது வியூ பண்ணுற ஆப்ஷனும் இல்லை. அதனால தான் நாங்கள் ரெக்கமெண்ட் பண்ணுறது, நீங்கள் ஃபைல் பண்ண முதலே அதை பிரிண்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கணும் உங்களோட ரிட்டர்னை. அதுக்கு பிறகு உங்களுக்கு ரிட்டர்னை அக்சஸ் பண்ணுறதுக்கான ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் சிஸ்டத்தில் இல்லை. ஸோ லேட்டர் சப்மிட் பண்ணுறதுன்றது ஓன்லி சப்போர்ட்டிங் டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் மாத்திரம்தான். ரிட்டர்னை நீங்கள் சப்சிக்வெண்ட்டாக வியூ பண்ண முடியாது. ஸோ பிஃபோர் யூ ஃபைல் யூ என்ஷூர் தட் the print version வந்து உங்கள்கிட்ட இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்லி, இல்லாட்டி உங்களுக்கு அதை வியூ பண்ணுறதுக்கான ஆப்ஷன் சிஸ்டத்தில் இல்லை.
වාර්තාව බාර දීමේදී වාර්තාව බාර දෙන අවස්ථාවේදී බදු ගෙවන්නට තීරණය කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒ සපෝටින් ඩොකියුමන්ට් වාර්තාව සමග බාර දෙනවාද නැද්ද කියන කාරණේ. බදු ගෙවන්න තීරණය කළොත් වාර්තාව සමග බාර දෙන්න වාර්තාවට අප්ලෝඩ් කරන්න පුළුවන් සපෝටින් ඩොකියුමන්ට්. හැබැයි බදු ගෙවන්න තීරණය කළොත් සපෝටින් ඩොකියුමන්ට් බදු වාර්තාව ලබා දීමෙන් පසුව නැත්නම් බාර දීමෙන් පසුව අප්ලෝඩ් කරන්න ඒ අවස්ථාවත් බදු ගෙවන්නට තියෙනවා. හැබැයි රිටර්න් එක බදු වාර්තාව ඒක සබ්මිට් කළායින් පස්සේ දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවට නැවත ඒ බදු වාර්තාවට සම්බන්ධයෙන් මේ මාර්ගගත ක්‍රමවේදය හරහා වෙනස්කමක් කිරීමේ හැකියාවක් බදු ගෙවන්නට නැහැ. ඒ හින්දා එතෙන්දී මතක තබා ගන්න ඕනේ පසුව කිරීමේ අවස්ථාව තියෙන්නේ සපෝටින් ඩොකියුමන්ට් විතරයි. සපෝටින් ඩොකියුමන්ට් බදු වාර්තාව ලබා දීමෙන් පසු අවස්ථාවක වුණා සබ්මිට් කිරීමේ හැකියාව තියෙනවා.
So basically at the point of submitting your return, you have the option of submitting your schedules at that point along with the return or later. So if you choose to do it later, you want to submit the return, you can do that. You can submit the return and provide the schedules or the supportings later. But I think the clarity that we wish to confirm to you is you cannot open the return again once it's being submitted. You will have no access to do that. Only thing is, after you submit the return, if you choose that the schedules would be uploaded later on you can go and upload the schedules. It's a different path, not to open your return again, because it will not allow you to open or edit the return once it is submitted. So the clarification or the decision you need to make at the point of filing your return or submitting your return is, are you going to do it along with your schedules now, or I'm going to submit the return but schedules will be uploaded later. But the return, we wish to reiterate, you cannot revoke or take back the return once it's submitted, not through the e-services.
So thank you very much, and we as a team with very limited resources attempted to comply with your questions, because we realize it is very important and it's really timely requirement, because the return submission date is very close now. It's very limited time you have. So this video clip will be very beneficial. We trust you can clear your gray areas and you can file the return before deadline. So once again, Mr. Shaktivel, thank you so much, and Ms. Rifka, thank you very much, both of you. As with me as a team, we work to reply as much as possible, and special thank goes to Mr. Hiran Meneripitiya, who represent Inland Revenue